Welcome to Huckleberrys Tour, the top address in the world of rafts. Camping on the water, family-friendly, romantic and affordable holidays for anyone looking for adventure. With moorings nationwide and a fleet of more than 60 rafts, you can enter into a new world away from everyday life. We guarantee you lots of fun on your next wonderful getaway on the waterways. In addition to what you yourself have to organize for your trip, there are a number of other things to consider. With the help of this film, we want to prepare you for the handling of the raft, the possibilities Huckleberrys has to offer, and also tell you about the technical details and legal requirements. As pilot of a raft, you're responsible for a sports boat and, concerning the regulations, responsible for behaving correctly when driving on federal or regional waterways. A Huckleberry raft always needs someone to steer it, as it is powered by a motor. This person needs to be over 16 years old and physically and mentally competent. So, welcome to Huckleberrys Tour. Welcome on board. We wish you a great journey and lots of fun. On board, you'll find some boxes, so-called lazarettes or storage lockers. They don't just offer space for your personal items, but also for necessary safety equipment. You will also find life jackets, a signal horn, a medical first aid kit and a fire extinguisher. Please familiarize yourself with the handling of these before setting off. Putting on the life jacket is easy, just slip into it, then pull the zipper up and close the belt in front of your stomach. Then pull the second safety belt in between your legs and close it accordingly. Pay attention to the capacity of the life jacket and that it doesn't exceed the weight of the person. Non-swimmers and children up to 7 years old must always wear life jackets on a moving raft. On the raft, you'll find a boat hook and 2 paddles. These will enable you to maneuver the raft if it is stuck, perhaps in shallow water, or to push out from the bank. On every raft, there is an overview of common traffic signs. Please familiarize yourself with the signs that are usually to be found on the riverbanks. Would you like to relax or even overnight? In one of the storage lockers, you'll find wooden inserts that can be easily placed in between the lazarettes in order to create a 1.90 m by 2.20 m space where you can lie down. If you only put 2 of the inserts in, you can even build a small table. There's a dustpan and brush on board, so you can leave the raft clean and tidy when you return it. We would really appreciate that. It's also possible to provide a portable toilet for each raft. This toilet can be equipped with disposable bags if needed. After use, these can be made airtight and disposed of environmentally in waste bins at docks or on your return to the mooring. Filling up. When you start your adventure, the raft will be filled with 25 litres of Super E10 petrol. That should last for between 20 to 25 hours. Should you have to fill up on your journey, you can use the water map to look for water service stations. You will find the fuel cap at the stern of the raft on the right side. Just unscrew the cap to fill up. Alternatively, you can also take the canister provided in one of the lockers and fill that up at a normal petrol station. In order to do this, however, you must first release the fuel hose from the tank by pulling the clamp off, starting and stopping the motor. Here you can see a red safety cord. Please attach the carabiner to the eyelet on the left side of the engine mount. On the red cord, the black piece of plastic is very important. It is, so to say, the ignition key, as the motor will only work if you clamp this underneath the red button. To turn the motor off, just press the red button, or in case of emergency, pull on the red cord. You can start the motor by pulling the choke out on the left side. You only have to do that when the motor is cold. For the rest of the starts during the day, the choke should stay in. To accelerate, you have to turn the extension tiller, just like on a motorbike. To start the motor, turn the tiller about 1 centimetre. This lubricates the engine, enabling an easier start. Then please give a strong pull on the starting rope. What's really important is to pull the starting rope evenly all the way to the end. To the left of the engine, you can see a black lever that is now in neutral. If you pull the lever to the back, the propeller turns the other way and the raft is in reverse. If you push the lever all the way to the front, you'll be in forward gear. Please only switch gears when the engine is standing and never at full throttle, just the same as when you drive a car. At the back of the engine, you'll find a small lever in the middle. Pull it towards you whilst holding onto the engine cover, and then you'll hear a light clicking sound. Now you can lower the engine into the water. If you press the lever in the middle, the engine can be pulled out of the water in 3 stages. On the first and second stages, the boat can be driven. The third stage is when the engine is completely out of the water. It's very important that the engine is turned off when the lever is in the third stage, otherwise there's a risk of damaging the engine. To cast off, turn the engine on before the mooring lines are loosened. Now turn the engine away from the moorings and put it in reverse. Once in reverse, steer the raft very slowly away from the mooring. Please do this in reverse until you are far enough away from the moorings. Only then change into forward gear and stand on top of the back storage locker. After around 5 to 10 minutes, you should have a feeling for the raft and how it reacts when you steer it from left to right. Docking. When you're docking the boat, drive slowly and parallel to the bank. As soon as you are close to where you want to dock, put it in reverse and then accelerate briefly in order to bring the raft to a halt. Especially in summer when it's over 25 degrees, it's important to leave the engine in neutral for 5 minutes before you turn it off so that the system can cool down slowly. Engine failure. Should you have a problem with the engine, please move out of the waterway immediately with the help of the paddle. Then throw the anchor in and try to start the engine with the following steps. In the center front of the engine, you'll see a grey rubber tube. That's the fuel line. If you press the silver clamp together with your thumb and index finger, you can pull off the rubber tube. Now turn on the throttle grip and rev it up. Pull the start line around 20 to 30 times until the engine starts again. If the engine has started again, then just connect the fuel line back onto the engine. If that shouldn't work, please get in contact with the rental company and wait for more advice. Ground rules for driving safely. If you move the small black lever on the side of the engine to the front, you'll go forwards. As soon as you put the lever to the back, you'll be in reverse. If you want to stop during your trip, switch gears from forward to reverse when the engine is just turning over, and then accelerate just a little in reverse and the raft will come to a stop. This is how you brake. Once the raft has stopped, put it in neutral. In order to anchor, use the folding anchor on board. By pulling off the safety cap, the anchor arms will open up sideways. Once you push down the safety cap, everything will lock in place. The anchor is now ready for use. Important, before using it, you should attach the anchor with a safety line on the cleat provided. Only now throw the anchor overboard. Please make sure you throw out the complete length of the anchor line so it offers a secure grip. To tie a line to the moorings or to fix the anchor line, you have to do a special knot known as a clove hitch. Landing. Use the designated places to dock. If you want to drive onto a flat sand beach, please do it as follows. About 10 to 15 meters in front of the beach, accelerate briefly, then go into neutral and pull the engine into the second position. Now just gently let the raft approach the beach. Man overboard maneuver. What should you do if someone goes overboard? First, pull the red security line on the engine so that the person who fell off the raft does not injure himself or herself on the propeller. Remain calm and throw the life belt towards the person in the water, making sure it's attached to the raft with a line. Traffic regulations. Every person on the waterways should conduct themselves in a certain way to ensure the security of the traffic on water is guaranteed and that no one else is harmed, endangered, handicapped or feels harassed in any way. There are a couple of rules for a safe trip on the water for small water vehicles. In general, the following applies. Commercial and passenger boats always have the right of way. In addition, sailing, rowing and pedal boats have the right of way too. On the water, you will see red and green buoys. Please always drive in between the buoys on the right-hand side, just like in normal traffic, to keep everything flowing properly. If you want to weigh anchor and swim, grill or overnight, please always do this outside of the areas of the waterways marked by the buoys. However, outside the lanes, there is always the risk of sandbanks or shallows, so it is very important to check the area with a paddle or boat hook before someone jumps into the water from the raft. At bridges or close to fishers' nets, you'll often find this red and white sign. Here, red always means danger. This can mean danger due to bridge pillars or underwater foundations or due to fishing nets or creels. Please always drive on the white side. Let's talk about the locks. Don't worry, it's easier than you think. If there is a red signal, wait in front of the lock at the designated area for waiting boats. At some of those waiting areas, you will be able to let the personnel at the dock know you'd like to pass through via an intercom. When the green light comes on, you can drive into the lock. When in the lock, it's very important to secure the raft on the guide rods by tying a loop, definitely not a knot, in order to then secure the raft when the water rises or falls. Should you have a problem when docking, get in touch with the lock personnel immediately. On the water, there are certain sound and audio signals that you must acknowledge. It's extremely important to react immediately to a longer sound. This sound often comes from commercial shipping and passenger boats and means warning, make space. Commercial shipping and passenger boats always have the right of way. Please always drive with due care and attention, be considerate of others and drive proactively. Wait if needs be and do not insist on your possible right of way. You have time. If you choose a nice docking place, please always be aware of protecting nature there. Don't harm the shore or the flora and fauna around your docking place. Please don't ever fix the raft to trees or plants on the shore and don't leave rubbish or refuse. Behave appropriate to your surroundings and do not bother local residents or other people in the area. Avoid entry into reed beds and in all other thickly overgrown waterfronts and keep a sufficient distance to them. Also avoid gravel, sand and mud banks and plants at the shore. Steer clear of shallow waters as well. They could be spawning grounds, especially where there are water plants to be protected. For this reason, please only observe and photograph animals from afar. Enjoy the time on your Huckleberry raft. If you have any questions, our team is at your disposal. We hope you have a great trip.